Hello and welcome to Lesson 5 of Web Design and Development for National 5 Computing Science. We've done analysis, we've done design, let's scroll down to implementation. We are going to skip CSS, we're going to go straight to HTML implementation, and you'll understand once we get into this a bit more. We're going to cover the first 6 bullet points here, so HTML head, title, body, heading and paragraph. I'll explain everything along the way, and in order to create websites, I'm going to use a program called Notepad++. Notepad++. This is what it looks like, but the text is a bit small, so I'll hold Control and I'll scroll my mouse wheel forward, let go of Control, this is perfect. Notepad++ is a free program and it allows you to write programs in many different languages. I'm going to set mine to HTML. The reason I set it to HTML is that it recognizes the code that I'll type and it will highlight it accordingly and it'll save it as an HTML file as well. Totally free, as I said. You can download it and install it on a Windows computer. I'm not sure if they've got a Mac version, but I'm using Windows, so let's go with this. You can use any HTML editor that you like, but I'm going to use Notepad++ because I'm used to it. Now, before I continue, I am going to create a folder. This is my computing science folder. I'm going to create a new folder here. I'm going to call it websites. And within this folder, websites folder, I'm going to create another new one. So for every website that I make, my first website, I am going to create a new folder that contains all of the web pages, all of the images, all of the files that are related to this website. So looking back at the course specification, you see the first 6 tags here. Now these 6 tags don't mention a specific tag that every web page needs. Let me show you. Every web page needs the following at the start. Open angle bracket, exclamation, doc type space, HTML, close angle bracket. These are called angle brackets. I sometimes call them chevrons as well. Now this is called the doc type or the document type declaration. This tells the browser that's viewing the website which version of HTML the website was written in. To use the most up-to-date version of HTML, you just type HTML. Nothing fancy, but it is required. Now I mentioned the word tag. All of HTML is constructed using tags. We have open and close tags, so I'm going to create an HTML tag. And you'll notice it highlights it in blue because it is an HTML, it's a recognized keyword in HTML. And to close this tag, I write open angle bracket slash HTML close angle bracket. This is an open and closing HTML tag pair. And everything in my website needs to be within these open and closing HTML tags. Let's take a look at the other tags. We've got head, title, and body. Let's get those in. Let me tell you, when I put things within a pair of tags, I like to tab it in one tab, one indentation level. It just helps with readability. So let's add the head tag, and I'm going to add a closing head tag. Now you might not know this, but within the head, you can put things that aren't necessarily visible on the screen. Within the body tag that I'm going to add, slash body to close it, you put all the things that will be visible on the screen. So the head contains links to files, it can contain information about the page, all sorts of other things. But all you really need to know at the moment is that your page needs a doc type declaration, we need the HTML open and close tags, we need a head, we need a body. Now the other tag that I've mentioned is the title. Now the title goes in the head. Title, and I'm going to give it a title. I'm just going to call it my first web page, and I'll close the title. And I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this, and you'll notice after I've saved it, this red floppy disk icon turns blue. So let's save and go to my folder, websites, my first website. Here it is. Now, the home page of an HTML of a website, it's pretty standard to call it index. I could call it index.html, but because I selected HTML as my language, Notepad++ knows that it's going to be hypertext markup language HTML. So I don't actually need to say HTML, it will automatically save it as an HTML file. So I'll just call it index because it will be the home page. Click save, it has saved it. You'll see we've got index.html here in this tab here, and the floppy disk has gone blue. In order to see this web page, I need to go to my folder where I saved it, and here is the index.html page. I'm going to open it with Chrome. And this is it. This is my web page. Doesn't it look fantastic? But where's that title gone? There's nothing here. There's nothing in the main body of this website. It's because it's in the title tag, which is in the head, which doesn't appear in the main body of your page. It appears in the tab here, my first web page. We can double check that. My cool web page, Control S to save. Icon goes blue, and if I refresh this, my cool web page, here it is. So this is the bare minimum that you need for a website. You need the document type declaration, an HTML tag or pair of tags. You need a head, a title, and a body. Now, in the body goes all the contents of the page. So let's just write 2 tags, a heading and a paragraph. Now, you don't just type heading. That's not a tag. It didn't turn blue. There are 6 heading tags. You've got H1, and we can close the H1, and we can write H1 title or heading. And we've got other ones. We've got H2. And you can experiment and do all sorts of different titles and so on and so forth. I'm just going to stop it there. And you'll see that when I save and refresh my page, here are my headings. Now you'll see that H1 is the biggest, and going down to 2 is smaller, 3 is even smaller, and it goes all the way to 6. So if I were to change this to H6, and no matter what I type in here, it's going to display on my page. Save it, refresh. There's my H6, very small. And the final tag I'm going to show you now is the P tag, P for paragraph. This is a paragraph. Close the paragraph, save it, refresh the page. This is a paragraph. You'll notice it's bigger than a heading 6, an H6 heading. Now this is the very basics of creating, implementing some HTML code. Obviously you could now go and create, I don't know, a book with a title and some chapter headings, and you could add some paragraphs to your book, which would be a single page website that is a story. That would be amazing, but it doesn't look very good. And we haven't really covered any of the other tags, so it's not very interesting at the moment. In the next lesson, we'll take a brief look at CSS, which is cascading style sheets. It allows us to style our page so that it doesn't look just plain black and white and boring. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one.